So when the mountain is out and it's sunny, the mountain reflects in those windows. So you can look this way and you see the reflection of the mountain.
Amazing.
So I took a picture of the reflection of the mountain, but I haven't taken a picture of the mountain in a really long time. Here we go. Hang on, it'll add.
Wow, nice. We can see the rain on the floor.
Oh yeah. So there's Kurt at the table sitting here,
Nice.
and that's the mountain.
Nice.
That's what it would really look like.
This scenery is like New York City. I'm going New York.
Nature's New York City. Right? Here's a good picture.
Yeah. Sky is so
much
beautiful.
from here.
Just 1 second. Hello? 여보세요? 네네. 네? 여의도고등학교. 네, 안녕하세요. 선배님이시죠? 아, 네. 지금 제가 아마 이게 지금 제 한국폰으로 전화가 연결이 돼 있네요, 선배님. 제가 이걸로 전화를 드렸었거든요. 이게 이리로 들어오지 전화가? 이거 제 한국 폰인데 이리로 전화가 들어오네요. 이게 아이폰 키리는 이렇게 되나? 네, 선배님 지금 베가스에 계신 건가요? 아, 네. 그때 제가 옐로스톤 여쭤봤었어가지고 선배님한테. 네. 저는 아무데나 갈 수 있는 곳인 줄 알았는데. 네네. 그런 줄도 모르고 저는 그냥 가면 되는 줄 알고. 그래요? 지금 저 포틀랜드에 있는데 여기 비가 계속 많이 오더라고요. 어디까지요? 예, 시카고까지요? 몰랐습니다. 선생님, 제가 지금 여기 점심 식사 중에 있어서 요거만 먹고 제가 다시 전화 드리겠습니다, 선생님. 네, 감사합니다, 선생님. 전화 드리겠습니다. 네, 식사 맛있게 해주세요, 선생님. One of my friends, like a high school alumni. A lot of people live in Vegas or
Vegas?
LA, San Jose.
San Jose, yeah.
Is it right? Santa Barbara,
Barbara,
near
sure,
San Francisco. So I put some like a alumni website. I'm gonna visit United States, and if you guys have a chance to meet with me,
Right.
I will hit you, and they really greet to me, because living in foreign country is kind of sometimes feel alone.
They're homesick. You represent home.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they want to see you.
Yeah,
Nice. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Do you want to try this?
Yes, please.
Try it. So I ate this half.
Oh, melting chocolate.
Take the chocolate, absolutely.
Melting chocolate, oatmeal,
Banana,
banana,
walnuts.
walnuts.
Cacao nibs. Oh, don't. Oh, don't. It's so good. It's like an oatmeal banana chocolate chip cookie.
But this level is kind of high. I'm a beginner of oatmeal. I need to drink some coffee.
So when I was growing up, my
Can I
dad.
put some milk here?
Oh yeah, there's milk in the fridge. There are different kinds of milk. The closest to cream, the thickest, is this one. This one is like no milk fat. This one has a little bit of fat.
It is
The whole milk, yeah. That's the whole milk.
I will finish it.
So when I was young, growing up, my father always had oatmeal for breakfast. He would get up, he was a professor, he would get up early in the morning and he would make his oatmeal on the stove in a little pan, cook it, add raisins, cook it, add a banana, cook it. No, sunflower seeds. He put sunflower seeds in it.
I like sunflower seeds.
Oh, I like sunflower seeds too, but not in oatmeal. No. And I always thought, ugh, that looks like such an awful breakfast. Ugh, as a kid, I was like, oh.
Which one?
Oatmeal. Oh, yeah, oatmeal with a banana? Oh my God, no. And probably about 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I started eating oatmeal.
How come?
I learned how to make it in the microwave.
Oh.
I didn't like stove. You sit there, cook. You know, I'm much more cold cereal, milk, eat, go. Right. You know?
Right. That is usual.
Yeah,
right?
fast. Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah,
Or
fast. I don't want to spend a
American.
bunch of time.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine showed me how to cook oatmeal in the microwave, and I was like, oh. Well, when I would go camping, like backpacking, I would take oatmeal and I would eat oatmeal backpacking. And I was like, okay, just like that. All right, yeah. And then I started to learn how to make it better and better and better, and now.
Finally, you put chocolate.
Well, and the other thing is, if I have oatmeal for breakfast, I can eat a lunch, I can eat a dinner, and I won't gain weight. I won't. And as you get older, it gets harder to not gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
But the oatmeal does something to my metabolism. And so if I don't eat oatmeal and I have a, normal lunch and a dinner, I'll gain weight. So for me, I eat this to not gain weight, which is weird because this is a lot of calories. I've calculated it. It's a lot of calories. It's like 700, 800 calories, which is a lot of calories for breakfast. But I don't know, works for me, and I like it. Tasty.
Mm-hmm. And it's healthy, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, except for the chocolate chip.
No.
But dark chocolate is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Dark chocolate. Antioxidants.
Hard.
Yeah, antioxidants, yeah. Sure. That's what I tell myself.
About quitting drinking soda.
Yeah. So I drank Coke, straight, regular Coke, and then I started gaining weight. So I switched to Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that way. I'm drinking diet.
Yeah, and I drank Diet Coke for a while. I didn't really like it, but I was hooked. I was hooked on it. And then the same friend that taught me how to cook oatmeal said to me, "Do you like iced tea?" And I was like, "Well, as a kid, I liked iced tea. I remember liking iced tea in the summer."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Why don't you drink iced tea instead? A little bit of caffeine, because Coke has a little bit of caffeine, and it's way healthier than Diet Coke. And so in the summer, I make big pitchers of iced tea, and I keep them in the refrigerator. And so I stopped drinking Coke and switched to iced tea. And then in the winter, I drink hot tea."
So, you mean iced tea is kind of the beverage of like Lipton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They make some sweet iced tea.
No sugar. I'll show you. I have the big tea bags.
I had a tea.
So these very big Lipton,
Mm-hmm.
and I make them, you know, in a pitcher with ice, and just that ice, water, tea. That's it. No sugar. Some people put sugar in it. I don't put
Is
sugar.
this black tea?
Yeah, it's black tea.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like to drink black tea in the morning.
Yeah.
Instead of coffee.
And when it's hot, I like iced tea. I drink a lot of iced tea in the summer. Like probably too much, but you know, works for me. And again, it's you know the sweetener in Diet Coke is aspartame. That's the sweetener. If you look on the ingredients, aspartame.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good for you. It's,
No,
yeah.
soda is not
No,
good
it's not good
for anyone.
Yeah, so iced tea is pretty good. And I don't, some people put sugar, just straight sugar. I don't, no, I like tea.
Chocolate.
Sometimes lemon, I'll squeeze a little lemon in it. If I have a fresh lemon, I'll put lemon in it. But they sell, you know, in convenience stores, where you get the Coke, they sell Lipton iced tea, unsweetened iced tea. And I drink that if I need to get something from the store.
Oh, okay. I will try that.
Yeah, it's just black tea, cold, you know. So
I like the tea. So I feel cold. That I think when I got here in the first day in your home,
yeah.
I made a tea. You
From
showed me
right, all the little tea bags. Yeah.
the tea bags. So I drink some mint something, I think.
Mint tea. Of those, my favorite is chocolate mint. I have a chocolate mint tea. That's what I do.
Are you expert of chocolate
I like
something?
chocolate.
Did you watch the movie Charlie's Factory?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's a oolong.
Yeah, oolong. It said chocolate mint. I never heard about it. Oh my god.
It's
Interesting.
good. It's good. I'm gonna give you one. You take it at some point.
When I feel
oh, this is not on your
tired.
Yeah. At some point you have on your trip. At some point you have the chocolate mint tea, and you'll eat it. But for Americans, you know, they're like, oh, chocolate mint tea, like hot chocolate. So they expect it to be all sweet and
on the top, put some marshmallow.
yeah, right, whipped cream. Yeah, no, it's not sweet. It's tea, but it has a chocolate flavor and a mint flavor to it.
Okay. Interesting.
So this is a chocolate puree. It's puree tea.
Puree.
Yeah, which is a dark, old, aged black tea. Puree.
I know.
Chinese, yeah.
I know.
Puree.
I know that kind
You
of.
know puree.
What's that word? Anyway, I know that what it is. Yeah, I know what it is.
I like them. It's good.
So that one also, that kind of tea bag,
No, that's a loose tea.
loose tea.
Yeah, so I have it in here. In fact, I'll show you. Like I have the package.
Yeah.
Chocolate. But this is a little too chocolatey, so I mix it half and half to kind of like, you know, make it less chocolate, more puree.
Puree.
Yeah, puree. So it has cocoa powder, puree tea, vanilla beans, cinnamon, nutmeg, Robios, and orange peel.
I smell it.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is.
You know the tea, yeah.
Because my mom loves drinking tea. Usually she got the rounded one. Is the
Oh
it's
yeah,
not this kind
they
of
come in cakes. Yeah, yep,
right,
yep.
like a cheese.
Right, like a cheese. Yeah, wrapped in paper.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't see this kind of like.
Yeah, loose. Yeah,
This you call this ruse.
no, loose. Loose. Loose.
Yeah, loose.
And you know. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. You know, I fill up my little jar. I put it in my little teapot. You want to taste it?
Yeah, of course. A chocolate taste?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, American.
See if you like it.
I like it.
Do you put milk in your tea?
No.
Oh, that's English. Do that. The British.
English. What did you call that? The black tea plus milk.
And biscuits. Tea and biscuits. Little cookies. They sit and they have their tea and biscuits.
There's some certain menu that black tea and milk that is like
I don't like milk in my tea. No. It does not strike me as.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
Okay.
So you have one more online meeting?
So I have one that just started. It started at 12:15, but it's not one I have to go to. So I'm probably not gonna. I'm late already, but that's okay. And then I looked at my calendar. I have virtual office hours. So I get into a Zoom room and I sit there and I wait. I'm just on my computer doing other things in case any students have questions. They can jump into my Zoom room and then I answer their questions.
Oh, it's kind of
office hours.
Office hours.
Yeah, office hours.
Student go to the professor's room and now.
Right, exactly.
Professor, I have a question about.
Yeah, and Zoom even has a waiting room. So when they join, they're put in a waiting room and they have to wait for me to say, come in. I have to admit them. So I can admit them one at a time, rather than having, a student that might be wanting to talk to me about something personal. The other students are in the waiting room. They can't.
They don't need to make any appointment with you.
No, they just show up.
These
are my set office hours, and sometimes they're on Wednesdays, sometimes they're on Thursdays. So this week I looked. I was like, oh, I have office hours today, so I have to sit in front of my computer. Sometimes no one shows. That's okay. I got plenty to do. I got lots of work.
Do you take a nap sometime?
Rarely, yeah. Maybe once or twice a year. I don't nap. It's not.
You're healthy.
Pretty healthy. I'm.
You don't need to take a nap because you have enough energy right after taking good sleep. I think.
Yeah, I sleep well. Usually 8 hours, no problem. Last night I went to bed little after midnight, maybe 12:15.
And wake up
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Like 8:45. I woke up. So that was 8 hours. I woke up. I think I woke up in the middle of the night to pee, but that's it. And then I pee, I go back to bed. Yeah, out within
That
seconds.
is healthy.
I'm lucky.
I sleep well,
Yeah.
like a bad man.
Yeah. Did you take the half of melatonin last night?
1/4 of melatonin.
But you said you woke up at 4:30.
4:30, and I take it that pill. I post on Facebook, on Instagram. I need to check the time, but I just started to sleep like at 7, I think. At 8. I really enjoy my sleep, and you call at 9. But this is very important.
Yeah.
To us
We
and
to do
to
that,
me,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, here. I went to bed around 11 p.m., but my eyes automatically opened at 3:30 a.m. Crazy. I need to wake up by 9 a.m. to go to camp tree. I'm going to take half of this.
It's 9 hours ago.
Yeah, 9 hours. That's what it says 9 hours ago. So.
Oh, around 3 and 3:30.
3:30.
I 3:30 take half of this half.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Oh, no!
So I spend my time do something through my laptop. I don't, because if I take the whole half of it,
You would not wake up to my phone call.
I don't want to do it. It's important meeting, appointment.
Right.
This tastes good.
Yeah, I like this.
I cannot feel chocolate.
Well, right. So it's half. You know, it's not as. This is pretty chocolatey. Did you smell this?
Really? You put some chocolate inside. Strong.
Yeah.
Smells so good.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but it's a little too. So I mix.
Too much strong.
Yeah, too strong. Too much. Like that. It's the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the orange.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, there's cinnamon in that.
The smell hit my brain. So
Right.
my eyes is like this.
Right. Yep.
I can study it right now, Professor.
Cinnamon. Okay. Yeah. So you're waiting for your GoPro. Hopefully we'll be here soon. Are you thinking you're going to leave today?
Yeah. I think my GoPro is. I'm not sure what time they delivered. I know that there is like after, or they said it's like an afternoon or something.
Yeah.
So I go to my friend's place. Tonight there is a Blazers game.
That's right. It's Wednesday. There's a Blazers game. Yeah.
So we watch Blazers game together and go to San Francisco early morning.
In the morning. Okay. So you're gonna wait for your GoPro. Get your GoPro. Put all your stuff in your car. Yeah. And that'll be. We'll say goodbye.
Yeah. Right.
Then. Okay. All right. I have these office hours from 1:15 to 2:15. And then I have the afternoon. I've got classes tomorrow, so
You need to prepare.
ready. Yeah, I need to prepare for classes. And I have a board meeting at 5. So I sit on the board of Oregon Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts. And I used to be the chair of it. I used to be the president of their board. But now I'm just a board member.
What kind of that party?
Yeah, so it's a group of lawyers that volunteer their time for artists who have legal problems.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Yeah, it's community service. It's a service to the artists.
Are you a lawyer?
I am a lawyer, but I'm not a practicing lawyer. So I don't.
You passed the bar exam in Oregon?
I passed it in Michigan, and then I waived into Oregon when I moved here. But I don't practice. In order to practice, I have to have malpractice insurance, which is very expensive. I mean, thousands of dollars a year. Which, if you're a practicing lawyer, that's just a cost of business. charge your clients, you pay your insurance. I don't do that. So I don't have insurance. So I cannot give advice.
Oh, okay. I don't know about the American insurance system, but they charge more to person who get large money, right?
The insurance rates in Oregon are pretty flat. Like everybody pays the same. There is some discount for lawyers who represent really poor people. So what we call legal aid lawyers, they pay less. But everybody else pays pretty much the same.
But you said practical lawyer, they have to pay higher.
Yeah, to practice you have to pay. Yeah.
That is the insurance insurance company make their rule like some certain job.
Right.
They get paid high.
Yeah.
Like a doctor, surgeon.
Yep. Yeah. So in the United States, insurance is state by state. So Oregon insurance is actually combined with when you become a member of the Oregon State Bar. To be a member, you pay a lot of money. It includes your insurance. Whereas in like Michigan, I joined the bar. It's a couple $100s a year. I have to have insurance through private companies, and different companies charge different amounts based on what kind of law you practice. They're making a judgment. How risky are you? How likely is it you're going to end up with a malpractice claim? So, it's thousands of dollars a year. And so because I don't have that insurance. So.
Oh, so practical lawyer have to pay big money to the institution.
Yeah.
Because
in Oregon.
Because if the practical lawyer doesn't pay that money to institution,
he's not authorized to practice law. So
interesting.
If you don't do that, you don't pay, and you practice law, it's a crime, actually. It's the unauthorized practice of law.
Oh.
UPL, unauthorized
DUI.
Yeah, UPL. And if you get caught, you can be barred from ever practicing law. So, and fines and that kind of thing. So I don't practice law. I could, if I wanted to, I could pay the money and get the insurance, and then I could, charge people. But I'm a professor. That's what I do. So, but lots of our professors also practice law, so they have their practice on the side. The rules are you can practice up to 1 day a week as a professor. Professor, if you want, you can practice, but no more than 1 day a week. I don't want to do that. And then we have lawyers, we have professors who are clinical professors who are practicing law with students helping them in our clinics. So the student comes, they have a client. It's really about the student, but the professor is there making sure they don't make a mistake.
Oh.
So they have lots of malpractice insurance, lots of protection.
So your family pay for private insurance?
Yeah, like for the house and the car, that kind of insurance.
And health?
And health insurance, yeah. Well, my health insurance,
Lewis and Clark?
Lewis and Clark pay. Yeah, my employer, Lewis and Clark, pays my health insurance.
Fully?
No, I pay to cover me and Kurt. I think I pay about $400 a month. And that's just my share. The school pays lots more than that.
Okay.
It's expensive.
I heard American insurance system is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
There is some movie, Michael Moore.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know the movie.
Yeah, if someone
dope sick, something sick. I can't remember, but yeah.
It's some certain degree, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Fahrenheit degree.
Oh yeah, Fahrenheit.
No, like a number and Fahrenheit. I think. I'm not sure. It might.
Anyways.
It's not important. Anyways, some worker, like a construction worker,
Mm-hmm.
they if injured like this finger,
Right. Yeah.
it's like above 10,000.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
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 It's crazy.
But if you get injured on the job, then there's a whole other system of insurance called workers' compensation.
Mm-hmm.
So the employer is paying money into a big fund, and so when workers get injured, they can claim against that big fund to pay for the care they need for their injury.
Oh.
So that's if you get injured on the job.
Uh-huh.
If you're at home and you get injured, you better have your own insurance, or you better have a lot of money.
Mm.
Yeah, not good.
I heard many Americans don't have their private insurance.
This is true. There are there are lots of people that are uninsured. Yeah. And if they get sick or injured, often they go to the emergency room of a hospital, and the hospital says, "Do you have insurance?" And they say no. And then the hospital actually by law is required to treat them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just have to
ask, like, I investigate by the Seattle tab some certain part.
Mm-hmm.
They ask me how can you pay for your travel? Can you? No, they ask me, show me your bank account.
Right.
Bank balance.
I remember
like that.
Yeah. And so what will happen? The hospitals have to treat people. They can't turn them away. And then
even though they don't have
they
money.
don't have any money. And so what ends up happening is our emergency rooms get filled with people who are they're just sick, but there's no emergency, but they don't have any place else to go.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the emergency room, but they have a cold or they have cancer,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not an emergency. They're sick, but they don't have any place else to get treatment. It's a mess. It's terrible. Now, if you're old, like if you're over 65, we have public insurance, Medicare, for old people.
By U.S. government?
Yeah, U.S. government, right? And it covers a lot of things, but not everything. Like
Okay.
it won't cover a lot of prescription drugs. Won't cover hearing aids.
Mm-hmm.
Won't cover glasses.
Wow.
Won't cover dental.
That kind of things is very essential for
Old
over
people,
60.
right? Exactly. That's crazy, right? So, and then if you're really poor and you're disabled,
Mm-hmm.
you can qualify for Medicaid, which is also a government program. And so, a lot of the political back and forth in the United States,
Insurance company lobby.
yeah, it has been over this whole, should we have more government-provided health care? Which means taxes, right? I mean, who really pays for that? It's just you pay it through taxes. And conservatives say, no, everybody should pay their own. And liberals say, we're all in this together, right?
Obama.
Yeah, Obama, we're all in this together. We need to help everybody as a society. And so that's a fundamental difference between conservatives and liberals. Yeah. So it's heartbreaking. There are people who they get sick and they have some money but not a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and they lose all their money. I mean, their money goes
Or
to pay all their health care
lose
bills.
their life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or, they lose their house, they have to, it's just, they declare bankruptcy, so a bad health event can ruin a family.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
I think
that's just unlucky. You're unlucky and that happens. And if we were better as a society at taking care of each other when you get sick, through no fault of your own, you're sick.
I think in Korea, the government take care of their
Older people?
citizens.
Yeah.
It's a
nationalized
national
healthcare.
insurance system.
Right. So you're sick, you go to the doctor. Do you pay? You might pay something. Do you pay a little bit?
Just a little
bit.
If I get COVID-19
Right.
and I enter the
Hospital.
university hospital,
Mm-hmm.
our government pays for everything
Right.
because it's a COVID-19 situation.
Right.
So it's kind of emergency.
Right. But what if you had cancer?
No. But
Who would pay?
I'm not sure, but
What if you break your leg?
the national insurance system cover many things. If I get broken my leg, I don't pay. If I cut this one in US, they don't have insurance system. They pay 10,000, but in Korea, I'm not sure, but 1,000.
Yeah. So you'd pay something, but not all. Most of it would be paid for by the government. Yeah, it's a mess. And here in the United States, most insurance is paid for through your employer. And so if you lose your job, you lose your health care.
That is very.
So it makes this relationship really important, and it makes it so you can't quit. Because if I quit, not only am I not gonna have money, I'm also not gonna have health care.
Wow. Money, insurance.
Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah. So this is the system of employer-provided health care. It's hard. And so people who are self-employed, they have to buy their own health insurance, and it's very expensive.
Wow.
Yeah. So Obamacare was this program, right, that made it so that there were these health insurance, and it's still true today. There are these health insurance exchanges, and there are subsidies that the government provides. So I can go on the exchange and buy health insurance, and depending on my income level, I have to pay a certain amount, and the government will pay the rest of it. But the government pays it to the private insurance company so that I then have insurance with this private company. I've paid a part, and the government has paid a part. In Lewis and Clark, I pay a part, and Lewis and Clark pays a part. So the exchanges were meant to sort of help people who don't make very much money and don't have employer subsidy.
Unemployed person can get
unemployed
the
people,
benefits
right,
from Obamacare.
Or a person who's employed someplace where they don't get health insurance. So if you work part-time, usually you don't get health insurance from your employer. So if I'm a cashier at a grocery store and I'm only working 20 hours a week because that's all I can get, that's all the company's willing to give me, and they're usually companies want to keep people at half-time so that they don't have to pay health insurance, right? So the government, the Obamacare health exchanges were meant to help those people get insurance so that we would have fewer uninsured people. And we had millions of people get health insurance as a result of Obamacare.
Yeah, some people support that Obamacare, but there is a pro and con. So other people think they waste of their government budget.
That's right. That's right. I pay taxes. I don't pay taxes so that some person who's not working very hard can get insurance cheaply. That's not how I want my tax dollars used. I want to pay less taxes. Is really what it usually is. It's not so much I want my tax dollars spent on something else. It's I don't want to pay those taxes. Kurt and I are of the opinion we make plenty of money. Here's some taxes. Help people who don't make money. We're a community. You shouldn't have to be worried.
Be selfish?
Yeah, you shouldn't be selfish like that. So I don't know.
It's not your value.
No, it's not my value.
Me too.
I'm a liberal. I'm way over here. The conservatives,
I want to help some people who need help. I want to go to some I want, but now some certain domination. 1% of my monthly payment.
1%, yes.
1% is automatically go to some.
To the church.
To the church, some like an organization who take care of children without parents.
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
You do that now?
I do it.
Wow, that's
But
wonderful.
I think money is important.
Yeah.
But in my thing, I need visiting and take care of him is more important to me. I think so. I want to go to help them on Sunday and Saturday because I work on Monday to Friday. But reality, I drink a lot on Friday and I cannot wake up like mom might call me and I didn't answer. So I set the system. They just throw my some money to.
Yeah. Guilt money. But that's good, because those organizations, they need money. They can't operate without money.
They don't need me.
Yeah, that's right. They'd rather have your money.
Right. Win-win.
Win-win. You get to drink, and they get the money.
Oh, yeah.
Is that an organization in Korea that helps what we would call orphans, children without parents, orphans?
Orphans.
Orphan, yeah. Orphan, yeah.
I think many like homeless, some grandparents, their children just drop them alone.
Right.
Children without parents, many people need support.
Yeah.
But I think children without parents, they really need help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they can be good, can get good educate, they could be a lawyer, doctor, and they will help other people. So that grandparents and homeless, the government can take care of them or other organization can help them.
Right, but the little kids.
Little kids.
Yeah. It's the kids are the innocent, right? They didn't do anything to end up there. Something happened, in their family life where they no longer have a parent. In the United States, we have a system of foster care. I know you probably have something similar where the government. So here's a kid whose parents are either dead, or they're on drugs, or they're abusive. Like for whatever reason, the parents can no longer watch the children. Right. So the children then are like, well, what are we going to do with these kids? So it used to be we had orphanages where lots of kids lived, and there are some of those still, but. Instead, we take kids and we place them with families called foster families. So then the foster family, they might have the kid for a month, 6 months, maybe a year, but often foster kids move around family to family to family to family. They don't have like one family.
Like a dog.
Yeah, worse.
They
worse.
close their mind to human.
Yeah, and they often, their belongings are in a garbage bag.
Yes.
And they go from house to house. They're there for 3 months, and then they're in a new place for 10 months, and and they grow up living that life. We had a student many years ago who had grown up in the foster system, and when he was 18, so you age out of foster care at 18, and when he was 18, he was placed with a foster family that finally connected with him, and they adopted him when he was 22. So he was no longer in foster care, but they officially made him their son.
Nice.
Yeah, and he came to law school, and what he wanted to do with his law degree was help foster kids.
Nice.
And so when he graduated, one of the things he did both in Washington and Oregon is he wrote and got passed laws that provide for free college for kids who go through the foster care system.
Nice.
So if they age out of foster care, they can go to community college or any of the state public schools for free. They don't have to pay tuition.
Yeah.
Which will help them grow up and be productive and maybe
Good circulation.
come back and be a foster parent, help the foster care
if they
system.
get educated,
Right, exactly.
even coming to college,
Absolutely.
2-year degree is fine.
Absolutely.
They could develop themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Education.
He was a great. He was wonderful. He was just okay. So this is funny. This is from. I had last year, for the first time, I hired teaching assistants, TAs, for my really big classes. I've never had TAs. TAs are really common, right? You have a big lecture class, and then you have teaching assistants. And in law schools usually we don't have TAs. It's just the professor. But last year with Zoom and COVID, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna hire 2 TAs. So I hired these 2 women.
Did the Wilson class pay for that?
Yeah. So I hired these 2 students.
Law school
students. They were upper division, students, and we just became really close. Like I got to be this is a text chain with Anna and Caroline, my 2 TAs from last year. So I hired TAs again this year. I thought, oh, well, this was so great last year. I'm going to hire I mean, they're okay. They're fine. But they're not my friends, They're just my TAs. They show up. They help me take attendance. They're nice, but not like Anna and Caroline. So this is Anna. So very nice.
Not like
oh yes, right, yeah.
Not like all friendship,
right?
all
Like I told
French
you,
family.
we
us.
had a couple other friendship family, and it was like, Yangsan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ruined it for all the other ones.
So all their friendship, the family is you met before, you met some.
I think we
French
had one or
family.
2 before and then one after.
Okay, so all that people were Asian.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even really remember them. I remember we had one woman who was from Korea, and her English was so bad that we
My
couldn't.
English was so bad at the
Yeah,
time.
but you were what you lacked in English, you made up for in enthusiasm. You were excited to be with us, even if you couldn't communicate with us.
Yeah.
And you were happy to be there, and we could tell that, even though we couldn't really understand you. She was very shy, and so it was hard to connect with her. So she came and she sat, and we tried, and it just didn't work. I think she was also. That was the year I was serving as dean.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was also really intimidated by, who is this, dean? Like, oh my goodness.
She was in Wilson class student.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an ESL student.
Right.
It's kind of different.
Yeah, the friendship families, they do it for ESL students. They do it for any foreign students who want families. Yeah. So I don't even know if she was an ESL student because we couldn't.
I think she's an ESL student because
Probably because her English was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because Korean can get a high score on TOEFL. The foreign student have to pay certain above score of TOEFL,
right?
Because TOEFL is composed of reading, writing, and except speaking.
Not speaking.
Listening,
writing,
and
but no speaking.
No speaking.
Right. So she might have understood a lot of what was going on, but couldn't really. Yeah.
Korean education system, there is English lesson from elementary school. So they know how to read and how to write little. But
Right.
reading and listening is good
Yeah.
because we took Korean version SAT.
Mm-hmm.
There is the English.
Oh, that's part of the test?
Yeah,
Oh,
listening and reading,
huh. Interesting.
not writing
Yeah.
and speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are good at reading and listening.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Well, it's better than what we do here in the United States. The United States, we don't require any foreign language.
SAT.
Doesn't, no.
There is some option.
No. The SAT doesn't test any foreign language ability.
Okay.
So you can take, advanced placement classes and then take the advanced placement tests
Mm-hmm.
to get college credit.
Oh,
But not,
right.
yeah. So I could take like AP Spanish or AP Chinese or AP French.
I get some certain score of TOEFL to enter the Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to improve my writing and speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend recommended to go to recent club taking ESL for 6 months.
Even though you had a high enough TOEFL score to get into Ohio State.
But I cannot communicate with you.
Right,
Only
right.
we can communicate I and mine. So she could be a Lewis and Clark student,
Right.
I think.
Yeah. And that was so long ago, that was 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. I still am on the list, and they, we're looking for families and with COVID, like, no. And then when we moved out here, it was sort of like, it's so far,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it harder to have somebody over for dinner, and I gotta drive them back, and, it's a 40-minute drive, so, don't do that.
I'm lucky!
We're very lucky. I think it was, it was before you. We had a foreign exchange student live with us for
Live with you,
yes,
your family.
for 6 weeks. So it was a summer program.
Summer program.
And she was from China. She was from Japan. Mai was her name, and Mai came and lived with us for 6 weeks, and it was really fun. We had a great time with her. So she had programs during the day that she'd go off and do school stuff, and then she was with us in the evenings and weekends, and Mai was fun. Yeah, so that's been and I send her when we used to send out Christmas cards, we would send you a card, we send Mai a card. We haven't sent out Christmas cards in a long time. We talked about it. So this year, this was the card that Cassie and Connor sent out. That's Wes with the little Christmas tree on top of the card, right? Yeah. So that was their Christmas card, and Kurt and I said maybe next year we'll send out a card of some kind. We haven't sent a card in a very long time.
I know you Tim Lauren issue
Yeah.
annual card. So
This will be
This will be in the bottom.
It will be.
You need to put
or on
it's
on the
authorized
back,
Tim Lauren.
on the back of every envelope. Like where the seal goes.
This?
No.
This is kind of signature. This is signature.
Yes.
For signature. Like
so it would go where we would sign. We would put that instead of signing.
yeah. So this is very important. Like in the past year, the king gonna do something.
Certify. This is
Certify.
Yeah.
This is Tim Lauren's certified things.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
it's very meaningful.
Yeah. Very meaningful. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm looking forward to using it
Mm-hmm.
on important things. And I
Yeah.
love the
Don't do it on the cover.
Okay, on the letter. I like this too. This is very nice.
Yeah, this is the kind of Korean scenery. A lot of mountains
Mm-hmm.
and water.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. Do. I really enjoy our conversation.
Yeah, I liked our conversation last night, talking about death, talking about what happens after you die. You know, I think that's those are important conversations.
I think it's very interesting. We talk about many topics of things because I can speak English a little bit.
Yeah,
Finally.
In fact, after you left last night, Kurt said, it's so nice to be able to talk to Young-sung, you know, talk about ideas and not just, you know, things, objects. Because back then you were working on objects, you know, you were working
2008.
you were working on nouns, we call them, right? You were working on...
Like a quiz.
Right, exactly. But now we could talk about concepts. And that's, you know, that's another level of language comprehension, to be able to talk about abstract things.
I graduated my college in 2012, and I don't have any chance to speak English for 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
So I rusted. My
Yeah,
English
yeah,
is
rusty.
rusty.
Yeah, rusty, yeah.
So our conversation is put a lot of oil
Oh,
and
good,
I listen
good. Yeah,
what they
yeah.
use them.
So you've been saying you have friends, you're going to, you hit them to go.
In Washington?
Yeah, right. You hit them. Like the high school friends you're going to see in San Diego or in San Francisco and LA. You say, I hit them. We say, I'm going to hit them up. I'm going to hit them up. Hit them up, not hit. So hit's like, oh. Hit them up means I'm going to contact you. I'm going to hit you up. Okay, so hit you up.
I have to put...
Hit them up. I'm going to hit them up.
Not
just
UP,
hit.
UP,
Yeah. Hit up. Yeah, I hit up my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an idiom, you know. And you've used a couple of idioms in our conversations, and I've been like, good job, Young-sung.
It's hard to use the idiom.
Totally hard. Idioms, you know, figures of speech and idioms in another language. It's hard to just learn how to kind of like use them, you know, like how to throw them in as you're going along, and then you're like, did I do that right? I hope I did that right. Yeah.
So in my case, just copy your saying first thing. If you say something wrong, I'm wrong. Responsibility.
We have to be very careful how we say things around you.
Yeah, before you say something, think
Right,
about it.
Right. Yeah, Kurt said last night, he said, I think Young-sung understands everything I say, even if I'm not talking slowly. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure if he understands everything, but he understands most of what, you know, because I think Kurt sometimes talks quickly,
Right.
and also kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to speak up, especially on the phone. He's terrible. Like, no, you got to stay close to the phone. So, anyways.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I cannot fully catch you saying, but my English is rusty. Is right? Rusty?
Yeah, rusty. Yeah.
So I try to focus on your saying, his saying.
Yep.
So my stamina go down quickly. So
It's
I fall asleep.
that it's hard. You know, your brain is working very hard to translate everything. So you're exhausted.
Translate English to Korean.
Yeah,
Korean to
back
English.
to English. Yeah. You know, and that's what they talk about when you become fluent in a language. You think in that language. So you don't do the translation back and forth. You actually think in that other language. That's what it really means to be fluent. Is that you're not doing the translations. And that's a whole yeah. I'm terrible with other languages. You know, I have rudimentary Spanish. I can speak nouns, and I can speak in the present tense. Past tense, things that happened yesterday, or future, going to happen. You know, the tenses in other languages, oh, forget it. Present tense. I'm going to talk about the present. All I can do is talk about the now, you know. So, but yeah, being fluent is not as taxing because you're not doing the translation and then the translation back. So that's hard. No, not surprising that you're tired. That and you're not sleeping well.
Because our conversation is very good.
Stimulating.
Stimulating.
Makes your brain, yeah.
Maybe this and this.
Might have something to do with it. See my shirt?
Think.
It's not illegal yet.
Illegal yet?
It's a concept of, you know, the government trying to control how you think. No, you think for yourself. It's not illegal to think. Use your own brain. Question. We have a saying, question authority. Always question authority. If say that this is the way you do it. Why? Question. Think.
Oh, okay.
Think. It's not illegal yet
to
think. Thinking is still legal. But the concern is that, you know, with a dictator, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You have to think the way the dictator tells you to think.
Yeah. The politician, they want the citizen don't think about politics seriously.
Right. Don't think, don't question, just do what we say. And now think.
Oh. The bottom sentence is
not illegal yet.
Is explain of thinking.
Right.
Oh, I got it now.
Right. Think. Like, I want you to use your brain because it's not illegal yet. If you stop using your brain, it might come to a point where the government says, no, you're not allowed to think. You're not allowed to think for yourself. You have to do it this way. Don't question us. You say why? We say because we say so. So this is think. Remember to use your own brain. Question authority.
Nice.
Which in some countries is very dangerous to question authority.
North Korea?
Yeah, North Korea, Russia right now. I mean, the people protesting the war in Russia, they're being arrested just for protesting the war in the streets. Oh, the news from Ukraine is awful.
Yeah, very sad.
It's very sad. And, Russia is doing this. They're surrounding the cities. And all these civilians are trapped. And there's no food, there's no water. They're going to surrender. And that's the point. I mean, that's what... And all of these other countries, the United States, all of Europe, we can't help. Because if we do, Russia will use nuclear weapons. And they're a nuclear state. They have nuclear weapons. And it's
gonna become World War III.
Yeah. If
more people die.
More people will
so
die.
Just small victim.
And that's awful, right? And so here's what I think is going to happen. I think Ukraine will surrender to save their citizens. Russia will be isolated by the world. All the Russian citizens will suffer because they won't have access to, they'll only have access to whatever their own country can make and grow and eat and provide. And millions of people are going to die because Putin wanted to invade Ukraine. It's just, that's one path. The other path is the other countries get involved and it does in fact become World War III. And it's just,
wow.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
It's 2022. This kind of tragedy happened.
Yeah, I mean, there have been, so I think about World War II, ended in 1948, right, 49. I was born in 66. Yeah, Kurt was born in 59. I was born in 66. You were born in
83.
83. We've lived in relative peace. Sure, there was the Korean War, there's the Vietnam War, there's been the war in the Middle East. So there have been these sort of geographically isolated wars, but we haven't had a world war since 48. And I'm worried. And I think everybody's worried, and everybody's trying to figure out a way to not have that happen. And I think that's what Putin is banking on, right? That no one wants a world war, so he's going to get to do this, and nobody's going to come and help Ukraine with military. They're going to help, but we're not going to send troops and planes and bombs, and because if we do, we know the next thing Russia is going to do is a nuclear weapon.
If some EU country send their army to Ukraine, Russia is going to attack them.
Yeah.
Russia has a strong army.
Yeah, Russia has a very big
even
army. And nuclear weapons.
Without nuclear weapon,
right.
They have strong army.
Yes,
so
they have lots of people, lots of military.
EU is kind of
stuck.
Middle-sized countries.
Right, all packed
allies,
together.
Packed together.
Yeah.
I think EU cannot defeat Russia.
Well, I mean, if any NATO country is attacked, the United States will come to the aid and defense.
Yeah, right.
And
but
that will be World War III.
Normal people gonna be died.
Yeah.
It's same situation in Korea.
Yeah.
North Korea.
Yeah.
With China. South Korea with America.
Yeah, it's not. And you just live your life, right? No, seriously. I mean, how else do you cope with that other than to say, this is my life, and YOLO.
This is life.
Yeah, YOLO, right? This is it, and each day is a new day. Every day. My dad likes to say, every day above ground is a good day.
Every day
above ground, meaning you're not buried, you're alive.
Oh.
Right? Every day above ground is a good day. I wake up in the morning and I don't bump wood, meaning I'm not in a coffin. Right? I don't bump wood. It's a good day. I have another day. Wow, what a gift I get today. I might not get tomorrow, but I get today,
Right.
So how do you want to live today? Right? Today is your day. What do you want to do today? How do you want to spend your day?
Talk to you.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'd much rather do that than go sit in front of my computer for an hour, which is what I have to do in 7 minutes. At 1:15, I have to go sit in front of my computer for my office hours. But and that's why I feel so fortunate to own this property, because I can go outside. I can walk in the woods. I can walk in the woods up here. I can walk these trails that Kurt is building, the back and forth on the hillside, and look at the little mushrooms. There's all kinds of little mushrooms and little plants and little salamanders, little newts.
Can you text me the
Sure. Yeah.
Salamander?
Salamander, yeah. I think they're called a Pacific salamander. I am gonna send you. I have this picture I'm gonna show you. So you have to decide if you want. I have several pictures. If you want any of these.
You sent.
Oh, I sent you one of those. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I took this one.
You sent this one.
Yeah, I sent that one. So then there's this one.
Oh, so cute. Thank you. Send
and then there's this one in the middle of the. You want them all? Okay. And then there's you hanging out with your salamander. And there's you trying to get your selfie with your salamander. I thought that was fun. Okay, so I will send you. Let's see. I'm going to send you all of these.
And the vocabulary, the
name.
terminology.
Yes, the name. I'm going to just I'm gonna just double check to make sure
Okay.
I'm right, because I wouldn't want to send you the wrong name.
What is this? The stuff that covered with black.
It's a barbecue grill.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very nice in the standing here and grill barbecue and see that kind of scenery. Wow.
It is when the weather's good. So, interesting. A newt is a salamander in the subfamily. Oh, this is funny. Oh my goodness. I've come upon 10 fun facts about newts. Okay, I have to get out of this. Types of newts. All right, learn something new about newts.
So are you checking the spelling?
Yeah, well, no, so some people call them newts and some people call them salamanders. And so I was trying to figure out like which, a newt is a salamander. So that the names are interchangeable.
Okay. Can you send
both? Here's I'm going to send you the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
So you can learn about
Oh yeah.
newts.
My dad.
Newt. So that's a newt or salamander. I'm a very bad speller.
Mm-hmm.
I have what they call dyslexia. I have mild dyslexia. I flip letters around.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I have to like really salamander.
Mm-hmm.
I especially, so I'm a terrible speller. But I also, when I see a new word that I've never pronounced before, my brain will flip letters around and I will pronounce it as if the letters are in a different place.
There is autocorrection.
Yeah, I know. That's why I keep the autocorrect on. Kurt turns it off because he likes to spell things fun. He's a very good speller. Kurt is a very good editor. Like I write stuff and he will edit. He's a very good editor. And he's a very good speller. He likes to do crossword puzzles. I hate crossword puzzles.
He liked the bingo.
Yeah, he likes any word games, you know. But to play word games, you have to spell it correctly, and I'm terrible at spelling correctly. So I can't do any of those. That's not fun for me at all.
This area you buy this area. Is it expensive, right?
So we got very lucky. When we were looking with Grammy and Papa, we were combining the money that we had to buy a place, but neither one of us wanted to sell the house that we were in first. So it was extra money. We were trying to find something we could afford with extra money.
From bank?
We took out a loan. My parents had cash. Okay. So we were looking and looking and looking, and this place, when they first listed it, so we bought it in 2014. When they first listed it I think they first listed it in 2012. So remember the crash, the recession that happened in 2008? We had a huge housing crash, right? So prices cratered. They were just very low. And in 2012, the owners put this property on the market, and they wanted $1.2 million for the property, with just the house and the 38 acres. And then 1.1, 900, 800, 700.
Crazy.
And we were looking, and our sort of the most we were willing to pay was $650,000. And this came down to 645, I think, or 655. So, like, it came down within our range.
It's like a Titanic ship. It's
sinking. And we're like, well, we should go look at it. The pictures online were terrible. They made it look like this kind of dumpy, dark. We're like, and it said, own your own bed and breakfast. You're like that wasn't, didn't want to run a bed and breakfast. So we're like, well, we should probably go look at it, because we've been looking and we were having trouble finding anything. And we pulled in the driveway. Kurt and I looked at each other. We're like, oh, this could be the place. And so we offered what they listed it for. We said, yes, we will pay you that. But my mom needs to come and visit and like it. So we put a contingency in the contract that was basically my mom has to like it. And if my mom doesn't like it, we can back out of the deal.
Okay.
And they accepted that deal. And so 2 weeks later, my parents flew and they were like, okay. And so we bought it. So $650,000 in 2014.
So that house is owned by your parents?
We own all of it together, all four of us.
50-50?
50-50. Yeah, I mean, then we own it all
How
together.
about the tax?
10,000? Yeah.
I mean,
Property taxes.
in Korea, the parents, after he died, his the property
An estate.
go to the children, their children. Children have to pay 50% of the value.
So the way it works, we call that estate tax. So here, let's go down to my office and we can turn my computer on.
Okay.
And maybe we'll get lucky and no students will show up.